Welcome back everyone to Showbiz India, and it is a beautiful day here in New York City, and I'm with one of my favorite producers, Ashok Amritraj. It's so great to see you after a long time.
Thank you. It's so great to be back on your show.
Yes, and New York City, who is to know? We've done some fun stuff. He's taught me how to play tennis a long time ago.
Yes, good doubles, good forehand, right?
And hey, the US
Yeah,
Open
fun.
just happened here.
Yes, I know.
Did you catch any of the
But
games?
Federer lost.
Yes.
My son and I were both rooting for him, so
Oh, okay.
but it was a great match. So
Yeah.
it's such a wonderful rivalry between Federer and Djokovic, so it was great fun to watch.
I can just imagine. So you're in New York City tomorrow. Your movie premieres
Yes.
here.
Yes.
99 Homes.
Yes.
Tell me about the movie first of all.
Well, it's very exciting to be in New York. You know, we had a screening at Lincoln Center last night. Tomorrow's the big premiere. We have a great group of people coming. The directors here, Ramin, Michael Shannon, Laura Dern. Andrew Garfield, unfortunately, is shooting in Australia with Mel Gibson, but he's one of the stars of the film. It's a wonderful, socially conscious film about the 2010 home foreclosures. It's about Michael Shannon, who works for the banks, that evicts Andrew Garfield from his house, and Laura, his mother, and his son, and so on, and they're thrown into this little motel. But then Andrew promises he's going to get his home back, ends up working for Michael Shannon, spiraling down, and then as our hero, he does the right thing in the end. So it's a very touching, emotional story about, your family home and how you lose it and how you try to get it back. So.
And you are no stranger to winning awards, and you've just won another award for this film. Tell me about that.
We did. It's very exciting. We won the Deauville Film Festival last weekend.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been an unbelievable ride. We've been having screenings with the DGA and the Academy, and Monday night is the Producers Guild, and so it's and fingers crossed. We've been getting wonderful word of mouth. So we open on September 25th in New York, and then it goes wide.
Tell me the procedure. Tell me how a film is born, and especially as a producer. Once it's you figure out a script, what happens after that?
The toughest thing these days, which has changed in the last 10 years, is finding a great script, finding a great piece of material. When this script came to me, it was not only sort of socially conscious, interesting, emotional, micro in a way, but then it was a page turner. So your kind of gut tells you this is a great project. And then when I sat with Andrew Garfield and Michael Shannon and Ramin, the director, we did about 9 months of research. They lived in Florida with sort of homeless people and people who were being evicted, and a lot of research went into it. But a movie like this in distribution takes a lot. It takes great word of mouth. So we've been having screenings across the country, to what we call tastemaker screenings, to sort of help word of mouth and get people talking about it, because it's not something that you spend $50 million opening. But on the other hand, it's like Imitation Game or Nightcrawler or Theory of Everything. It's one of those movies that's very special. And so this is one of those movies. Of course, I then have made Ghost Rider and Premonition and different kinds of movies, but each one is sort of very special.
How do you balance being on a hands-on producer and yet giving everyone creative distance?
Well, I think the creative distance is very important. I think once you agree with the director as to the kind of movie you're making, with the director and with the stars, you sit around and spend many hours together, many days together, and you agree on the kind of movie you're making, then I think it's really for them to sort of work together and work things out. And unless I see things really going wrong, I'm sort of, we talk, every day, but they the director runs the show on the set, and I'm very respectful of that. But then in post-production, I'm extremely involved in the cut you're going to see tomorrow, in the music, in the visual effects, and all of that. So I think the pre-production, the development, and the post-production is sort of my, greatest involvement.
Wonderful. So tell me your favorite part of this film.
There's a scene which is sort of the Gordon Gekko scene from Wall Street that Michael Shannon has, that you'll see tomorrow, that is talks about the 99% and the 1% and all of the things that his father went through and what he's had to go through, and I think he should win an Academy Award for that speech.
Oh wow! Okay, well,
He's
that's good.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Michael's one of, I think, I've got to say, one of the 3 best actors I've worked with in my 35 years.
Well, tell me, what else are you up to? I know you're a very busy man, so tell us about some of your other projects that we can look forward to.
Well, we have a movie called Christ the Lord, which is a faith-based film that comes out March 11th through Focus Films. Then we have a very zany comedy that we're working on. And I've gotten just recently involved in television. So we have a Stephen King book that we're working on for TV. And so it's busy, it's great. And my kids, and Priya is getting into the business too, so it's good fun.
I was just going to talk to you about that, actually. I've known you many years, and one of the most heartening things about you is that you always embrace the Indian side of you, and you're very family-oriented. And now your daughter is kind of following in your footsteps. How does Daddy feel about that?
There was mixed feelings going into it, but she just graduated from Pomona. She did media studies there. She's made this wonderful little short, 18-minute short about immigration and income inequality and so on. So I'm very proud of what she's doing. But it's a tough, hard road. It's not for the weak of heart. So let's see. That's you've been doing it for a long time. So so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. How do you feel like now with the advent of so many like a Big Bang Theory, Kunal's doing so well, Priyanka, oh my God, you see her posters everywhere. How does that make you feel for someone who's not a novice in the industry?
I think it's fantastic. I think the last few years has, I think the talent from India has made a sort of a leap in, you see a lot of them on television especially, in lead roles, which is really great to see. And I think a fair amount of it is second generation, and then a couple from Bombay, have sort of come across as well. But it's really great to see that that's sort of breaking through. I mean, when I started here in the early '80s, it was, you couldn't find anybody here.
No.
So it was nothing. So now it's such a wonderful thing, and and agents and lawyers, and so there are Indians sort of all over, and it's great to see.
I can just imagine.
It's really wonderful.
Well, Ashok, it's always great to talk to you, and we wish you continued success and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. This has been a great pleasure. I haven't seen you in so long. This is wonderful.